Hello, greetings, my friends. This is Gillesmansillon. I thought I'd come and wish you a good day. I felt so much better. I wanted to apologize. Yesterday, I was feeling like I was on the third basement. I was like my ego was playing tricks on me, and today I feel like I'm reconnected to my guidance system, and so I feel a lot better. For it is, they said I will return to painting in very, very soon, so it feels really good. In all measurement, I'm going to discuss about the activation of the right brains, that we need to do that, and for all the measurement of the Schumann frequency and all other measure that which we can measure, detect that there is a great raise in the energetics of the planet. Everything is really being raised up, and there is this meteor shower. I don't know if you saw it. I catch a glimpse of it. Even if you don't see it, it doesn't matter. They're coming down, those meteors, with new codes, and they're activating this DNA. It's this incarnation is really about an opportunity to bring the full light into ourselves, and our DNA is at the center of every cell. There is the DNA, and this DNA is the Akash. There is all the mysteries of the universe are hidden within this DNA, and so as we activate the source codes within the DNA, we will becoming aware. The mysteries are revealed. Doesn't mean that we're not going to have further mystery, even if we get a full consciousness. Even the great beings of light from above will observe within the universe things they cannot explain. For the God, only God truly knows God as a one. For there is always mystery that will unfold. That's part of the process. The Creator are so wise that they will always create new adventure and new paths for the new revelations. But so we need to activate this DNA, but it is a free choice. It is a free choice to choose to attune, to feel the air, to feel our body, to go into the rain, to feel the rain. For people, when it rains, people say, the weather is really bad. But the trees are like, just like, thank God, thank planet, thank God. The animals are like, whoa, nourishment, wow, it's like so wonderful. So just, I'm not saying to stand in the rain, like to get wet or whatever, but just to feel the elements, not to be afraid of feeling the body, and with your intentions, just activate this new flow of energy, this new light. Just ask that it flows throughout all your cells. All your cells will eventually vibrate. They are really activated to vibrate and to have this new external aura and membrane that is on the violet frequency, and they will take more autonomous. They won't be stuck against each other fighting or whatever. They're going to find more space and independence, and we'll find the great deal of release of tensions through that process, by allowing the energies to flow through our space, through our cells, and to, when we feel a blockage, we have a problem. For this activation of our physical body into this higher realm can create some tensions and problems. They are very temporary. If there is a blockage, sometimes it needs to unblock. So just through your intention, just send love and light through into any part of your body, and let the light do its work, and just breathe through the process, and the blockage will dissolve. So I'm going to pull a few cards to see what the angels can want to share with us today. Oh, wonderful. So the past is purification. We continue to purify our mind, purify our body, to get lighter, to move into from the impure into the pure. For someone asked me a question on the French video, was like, what is the origin of darkness and ignorance? And if there was a philosopher named Plotin, in the 3rd century BC, AD, he was a great teacher to the Roman aristocracy, and he tried essentially to reconcile the philosophy of Plato and Aristotle, which was not an easy task. And so he would go into mystic trance, and like Socrates, and discover those amazing realm of spirit, and then you had to come back into his body and look at the world and the situation and say, where all those elements come from? If God is one, if God is all powerful and God is good, where can suffering and evil and darkness come from? And that he couldn't resolve, although he wrote 9 books called the Ennead. I didn't read all of them, but I like his philosophy. And so, in a sense, what I believe, my take is that God does not create evil. That God does not create ignorance. God does not. Well, he creates beings with limited consciousness and give them free will, and that is where it comes from. And so, because we have limited consciousness, we have limited wisdom, and then we create inside the law of cause and effect. So, and the law being perfect and reflective, whatever we create, the law will reflect it upon us. So it's about becoming more conscious. For as the Buddha was a great example to note about that. He removed himself from anything impure, from anything heavy, and until attained the pure sphere of bliss, of the nirvana. But he abandoned all darkness, he abandoned all ignorance, he abandoned everything heavy, everything impure. But God told him that when he achieved the great sphere of light, immortality, the state of immortality, he sent him back into the samsara, into time. He says, with your light, you will come back with the darkness, and the more you will integrate the darkness, the brighter, the more your lucidity will shine, because the truth is both darkness and light. It is good and bad. It is all those things. It is the whole thing is part of the truth. God used the darkness and the light. If God knew only good but did not know bad, he could not be omniscient. He would do something he wouldn't know. If God would only do good but he wouldn't do those things that we considered bad, he wouldn't be able to call himself omnipotent. Yet even he's not omniscient. He's not the one who takes the decision. If God would only be the one who takes all the decisions, none of this would happen. But since there are all kinds of will that are expressing themselves, there is this effect of immature choice that are being reflected upon us. That's where it's coming from. But as human beings, God will use all things for the evolutions of the soul in the eternal wisdom of the omnipotent consciousness. But for us as ascending being, we have to remove ourselves from darkness, remove ourselves from the heavy, remove ourselves from the impure, in order to step by step climb the step to the sphere of pure and divinity, the pure light of God. But then once we'll have integrated fully the purity of God, the purity of the light, the purity of the eternal life, will be sent back into the integration of the darker aspects, so that eventually we can become one with the truth which is all things. And we'll be able to create worlds and experiment with civilization and so on. It's going to be quite marvelous. So I just thought I'd mention that. Right now we are in a renewal. We are in a renewal state. Everything has been renewed. There is a new life that is before us. And then what's in the near future is luck. Luck is when God wants to remain anonymous. We call that luck. It is a blessing. It is a miracle. What we're working on now is the solution. In order to find the solution, we have to remove ourselves from the problems, and then tune into the light and allow the light to show us the solution. And what is coming in the future is the reconciliation. It's the ability to reconcile with those aspects of ourselves that have been neglected in some sense. For in France, we can see that there are three kinds of people in the world. And in this, there is the sleeping communities, which are the sheep. They will do whatever they told they have to do. There is the resistance, and then there is those who collaborate within the program of darkness that are very happy to enforce a tyranny. But it's all a program. It's all a stage. So just see life as one, because in essence, all those people that are participating in the program of darkness are unaware. They're not lucid about what they're doing, and so it is like a stage. If an actor is being called to play the bad guy on the stage, it doesn't mean that he's a bad person as an actor. So we all have this part of goodness within ourselves, and so they're just unawakened and just. And those who have chosen to play the dark roles are really they seem powerful and all that, but in truth, we wouldn't want to be in their place, because we know that they've chosen the bad role, but we needed them to awaken this light within humanity. So we want to remove ourselves from the emotional, from judging or whatever, so that we can be free. And so. So I wanted to talk about the activation of this right brain. The right brain is the intuitive. We are for this all the dark parameters, the dark programs. They're like the dark agents on the world, and then the negative extraterrestrials that are behind them. They're trying to activate this the trauma of the reptilian brain. At the center of the brain, there's this little short, too small, very small brain that activates through fear, and so they're projecting fear and fear and fear and fear. But the problem and the fear just activate the left brain, and so the left brain is very analytical, and but we won't find ascension through analytical process. We'll find ascension through the intuitive. It connects us to the creative source, to the heart, and so we have to activate to be more intuitive and to create this, to connect to the feminine side of light. Doesn't mean that we're not young. We're not also, we also this power of the divine will of the masculine, but we want to activate to work a lot more with the intuitive mind, and then once both brain will be fully activated, it will activate the third brain, the cerebellum at the base of the neck. On top of the spine, there is this third brain that will give us amazing mystical power that will. But first, we need to activate all of our brain. Our DNA needs to awaken. And so it's about self-awareness. And for there is about 1 million people right now that, or maybe a little bit more, that are, or a bit less or more, that have chosen to come forward, to activate the light and love, to anchor it into the world, to communicate on that. And then there is half of the population that is in the service to others, and the other half is the service to self. So egocentric gratification, and for the left brain is about egocentric gratification, and the right brain is about connecting to the creative source. So for the ascension is mostly about coming together with great beings of light that are full of love and light, and it's reconnecting. It's a family, and within our DNA, we're made of many parts. We have this Orion, this dark. I don't recommend you tune in. You open doorways to the constellation of Orion. It's mostly negatively oriented, but they have rebels, beings over there that are very, very wise, and they have removed themselves from that civilization, the high consuls of Orion, and so on, and they created a hidden civilization. To counteract the effect of the mainstream of those negative forces, but there are also very positive forces that are such as Pleiades, Sirius, or Alpha Centauri. But those even have negatively oriented rebels, so to speak, and we have all that within our DNA. We've connected to many civilizations. For us, we come from the North Stars, but we've been around for a very long time as a group, a spiritual group, and in some sense, Arcturus is our home, and we feel at home. And Arcturus, for we want to activate this Arcturian part of ourselves, this Arcturian DNA. Arcturus is a very spiritual civilization. It is. They did not participate in the Orion War. They were able to shield themselves from that. There is no rebels on Arcturus. They're all benevolent beings. And so we for their benevolent being many in the Pleiades and Sirius, we want to connect to whatever feels right. Arcturus is also in direct alignment with the angels of Andromeda, the golden white light of Andromeda. And so for Andromeda is a system, a huge system that's outside of our super universe. It is another super universe. It's a galaxy that's twice bigger and more developed than the Milky Way. And it looks like it's getting closer, but as it gets closer, the Milky Way will move forward. So we're going around the central universe that's invisible, so we're following our path, following the grand attractor. But Andromeda is very activating this enlightenment from Andromeda. The Arcturians will be the channel for that, and they will open up so much for us to discover about so much about the universe. All the great mysteries will be revealed within our consciousness in the coming days, weeks, months, years, depending on where we're at. But Arcturians, there is a soul that was very famous on the earth, that was very much tuned on the Arcturians frequency, that came from Arcturus. It was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. For yesterday, I had this concerto, the 40th concerto, that was playing through my mind. So I speak about Mozart. He was poisoned, and so he died very young. He could have created thousands of other pieces of music if he was allowed to stay longer. But the little time he was here, he created amazing music. And it's been proven that all the plants love Mozart. If you have plants in your homes or in your garden and you play Mozart, all the elemental will rejoice. They've also been proven that the babies the babies also love it. They're playing it in nurseries, because because the children feel really good when they listen to Mozart. And I was watching this documentary many years ago about this island of Kobe. They were in Japan. They have those cows that that's the best meat in the world. And the cows are very well treated. They're treated like divinity. They're receiving massage every day. They're serving food with white gloves. And the person who was doing the documentary was saying, the guy who was he was saying, well, the cows listen to Mozart all day, every day. It's like and the guy said, well, maybe a little bit of Beethoven sometimes, or maybe, no, Mozart, only Mozart. That's the only thing they like. I like, classical music. I like opera, not all the time, but it's like there are wonderful codes within all in all kinds of classical music. But it's been proven that if we listen to Mozart for 96 hours straight, he will open up our DNA. It is a very powerful technique. The more Mozart has this, he didn't put that consciously. It was part of his programmation to include within music a spiritual symmetry, and that creates this alignment and opens the DNA. So it is a powerful tools that we can use. Did I pull some cards with this deck? No, I don't think so. I'm going to pull some cards with this deck. I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I thank you for your donations. If you want a private session, you can send me an email. I will be traveling. Yeah, probably in the next few days, but I will have time to make sessions. The highest wisdom is the equitable being. It's about being fair, being just, being transparent, being keeping things in balance. You know, not to judge with emotions. For when we judge, if we're lucid, we are called to judge. It's like King Solomon. It's like sometimes you have to apply to decide. But if we do not have wisdom, then it's better not to judge, because the law of cause and effect will reflect upon us this, the lack of wisdom that we have in our judgment. What we think to do is the thinker, is to elevate our thoughts, to connect to the higher mind. For the lower mind is as this bag of tricks. This bag of tricks is like always trying to deceive us. But the higher mind is all the philosophical, the connection to the spiritual, the divine, understanding, connecting even on a higher mental plane. So we want to elevate our thoughts. What we need to do is into the sea, to jump into the sea, to make this quantum leap, to return to the source, and the outcome will be the time of the nap, vacation, rest. It's important to rest. For there is so much that is going on. We may feel fatigue, or we may feel like, because the body is transforming right now, is a great acceleration of energy. So it's important to take the time to do nothing. For in the world, they will always tell you, you have to be very active, you have to go for things. And of course, but first you take care of your alignment, then you move, but you don't move in action in agitation and action in serenity. It's two different things. When you're serene, you can act, but when you're agitated, the result is always less than when you act with serenity and inspiration. So it's about taking the time for you, taking the time to relax, taking the time to meditate, taking the time to connect to nature, taking the time to relax, in essence. So for the first contact, I want to say also the first contact is getting closer. The first contact with extraterrestrial, for me, that happens many years ago. We have this ability now to project our consciousness a little bit anywhere we want. It's like we can it kind of makes up for the limitation of the present time, which will soon be over. But this connection with extraterrestrial has to be done. They're not here to be worshipped, and they're here to come as an equal partners to assist us. It will be welcomed by the majority of humanity. For there is the group of fearful people that will, but they're very minor. Most people will welcome they will feel the goodness and the intelligence of the groups that are coming, and they will see that they're not here to take over. They're not here to tell us what to do. They're here to assist us in restoring the balance and to assist in the creation of this golden age. He will supervise by the Sananda, the Christ, and all the Ashtar command, and all the legions of the archangels. Everything is coordinated. For up there is divine order, as Plato says. We come from a universe of divine order. It's just we are just projection of of those divine form, but we are something less than. We chose to come here and participate in this lesser form, in a relationship to who we truly are, which are part of our true self is a divine entity of eternal light. And so, but as an experiment, we chose to participate and send fragment of our consciousness throughout the galaxy and participate in many programs such as this one. And so now a lot of things are coming back into alignment. So I'm gonna sing a song to finish, and then pull one more card. It's a song that I thought was quite appropriate. It's a song of Bob Dylan. It says, most of the time, it's like we're doing what we should most of the time. So it's about being wise and intelligent, and allowing ourselves to step out of the way sometimes, but to be aware that we need to return to the way. Well, it goes like this. Most of the time, I'm clear focus all around. Most of the time, I can keep both feet on the ground. I can follow the path. I can read the signs. Stay right with it when the road unwinds. I can handle whatever I stumble upon. I don't even notice she's gone most of the time. Most of the time, it's well understood most of the time. I wouldn't change it if I could. I can make it all match up. I can handle my own. I can deal with the situation right down to the bone. I can survive. And I can endure, and I don't even think about her most of the time. Most of the time, my head is on straight. Most of the time, I'm strong enough not to hate. I don't build up illusion till it makes me sick, and afraid of confusion, no matter how sick. I can smile in the face of mankind. Don't even remember what her lips felt like on mine most of the time. Most of the time, she ain't even on my mind. I would not know her if I saw her. That's how far behind she is most of the time. I can't even be sure if she was ever with me, or if I was ever with her most of the time. I'm halfway content. I know exactly where it all went. I don't cheat on myself. I don't run and hide from the feelings that are buried inside. I don't compromise, and I don't pretend. I don't even care if I ever see her again, most of the time. I don't know why this song went through my mind. I thought it was very, very soon I will give more attention to this to the music. For I have a guide, probably shared that already, but this is a guide that is called Apollon, this is the god of light. And he told me that I had to become master of all the 7 arts. So for now, painting and sculpture I still have work to do there, but then there is music, there is poetry, there is architecture, there is dance, and there is the theatrical art that are still left to explore. There is always new things to explore. Just follow your passion, follow whatever brings you joy. And the card of the day is the Ace of Gabriel. She talks about this first oracle of Delphs, like amaze yourself, for you are entering into the great temple. We're entering into the great sphere of light. So just be amazed. Then Apollon replaced it by know thyself, nothing more. For it's like we knew that we have to remove all that is hybris, that is excess, in order to find the true self of who we are. So here Gabriel tells us passion, opportunity, and inspiration. The opportunity to do something marvelous is opening itself to you. Amaze yourself. So it's about feeling good, putting a hand on the light, and it's really illumination that is coming. So just be confident, let go of everything else, and all will unfold. Allow the light to unfold its program. It's just a matter of letting go of all the resistance and tuning into the good feeling thoughts. I thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.